it. I don't mind them.
Oh,
but
that was a bit. Hey guys, I'm going to be showing you how to create this really fun leopard print look with a bit of a summer freckly skin and a nude lip. So we're going to prep the skin with some Fix Plus. This is a Cherry Blossom limited edition. And then we're going to use the Vitamin Face Base by Bobbi Brown. Now I have heard this breaks you out, but we're already so broken out at this point. I'm like, oh well, I wanted to smell some lovely citrusy dreams. So I'll pop that on. I'm going to be prepping my lips with the Plenty of Pout Plumping Gloss from MAC. And this again is from the Cherry Blossom collection, but is in fact called Ethereal Nature. So for under the brows, I'm going to be taking the Studio Finish Concealer in NC15, and I'm going to be taking a flat brush. This is the 212, and I'm just going to go under my brow as a guide for all of my eyeshadow. I just feel like this really frames it and gives me like a nice guide for my brow. I just kind of blend the edge with my finger, so nice and smooth. And then for my base, I'm going to be taking the Plouise Rumour base, which is shade 2. I'm going to be just stamping that on the eye with kind of a fluffy, dense brush, just to give us a nice sticky base. At first I hated this, but I used my mates, and now I'm devoted enough that I've brought it myself. So I caved in to the trends of life, of makeup, and now I'm using it. Don't forget to take some under your eye, because we're doing shadow there too. For this look, we're going to be using the 39 Hit the Lights palette, which I know was a limited edition Morphe palette, but I feel like I've never really used this palette, so I wanted to drag it out. And it was such a pain in the ass because I lost the sheet with all the shade names, so I had to devour the internet in order to find them, but I had success. So I will tell you the shade names too, because I'm an absolute babe G. It isn't available on the Morphe website anymore, but you can get it on Pretty Little Thing. I believe it was Boots I saw, so it is still available. It's got some stunning shimmers and stunning mattes, so it's a really nice palette. So we're going to be cracking on with our first shade, and this shade is called Beam. It's kind of like a translucent sort of gold shimmer. I'm just packing that onto the front of the lid. We're then going to use this colour called Glitz on as almost like a more of a glittery topper, and I just press that on top using my middle finger just to give it a bit more punch. The next shade is slightly deeper, and this one is called Gleam Bag. I'm literally just using the same brush as before, and we're pressing that onto the middle, going on with the brush and then with the finger for some glitter. And then taking this darker shade, which I believe is called Extra Attitude, and we're just going to be placing this on the outer corner and dragging it a little bit out in a stamping motion of the ocean. So just to diffuse the edge, I'm taking a fluffy brush. This is the Jeffree Star Morphe collaboration, and this is the JS5. I'm literally just going to blend the edges of the shimmer, especially the outer corner, and kind of pull it out just so it's nice and soft. We're going to be taking another Plouise base. This is actually the black base called Badda Black, and we're going to use the JS5, which is just a thin liner brush. And I'm literally going to drag this along the top lash line, and then we're going to pull a little bit out in a thin line just to make a little wing, and then we're going to bring it back in. I kind of wing eyeliner out and then bring it back in and slowly build up the line thicker, just to give us a graduation of colour rather than just going in super thick. You get more control this way if you build up from thinner to thick. You just want to work in little sections as well. You can see I'm just pulling out a little bit more. So I'm going to take the matte black shade, which is called Till Dawn. I didn't have a little fluffy brush because I didn't bring one down, so I literally just used the same brush and stamped on the colour. And where you've got that shimmer all over first, it will just kind of combine with the black and make it a nice ombre effect. Don't forget to smoke out your wing and bring it back in. That didn't even rhyme, but I thought I did, but it didn't. I'm then going in with Blacktrack as a gel liner. I'm going to get this all in my Wonderland with the same brush to give that really sultry, smoky effect. I'm going to take the smoke quite low, but obviously adapt it to your eye shape. And then I also wing in the inner corner. Just slowly drag it out. I don't want this to be perfect. It's more of a diffused effect. We're then going to take the dark matte brown in this palette. And this is, I believe, called Makeout Sesh. I'm using that same fluffy Jeffree Star JS5 just to blend it as well. I'm going to take whatever's left and just a tiny bit more of that darker brown and just bring it on the outer corner to create a light smoky effect. You just want to almost wing it out, and it makes a nice beautiful effect. So this is the funnest part and probably looks the hardest, but it's really not. We're going to create the leopard print effect. So I'm going to use that little skinny brush and Blacktrack gel liner and literally start stamping on these little shapes. You can see it's like super easy. Think of them in 3s or C's, and you just want to kind of stamp it. I like the way the brush is a little bit more fluffy, so it kind of gives it a bit more texture and makes it a little bit more realistic as leopard print can look on someone's eyeball. I don't know. And feel free as well, like, you don't have to make these little seeds. You can just literally do dots in between some of them, and that gives a cool effect. You can see I'm doing that there. I kind of took it all the way to the brow bone. Don't forget to enjoy a lovely mocha because it's a nice weather day. Yay. I'm going to curl my lashes. This is like a little curl. I find it's easier to get real up in there and curl them. And then I'm using the In Extreme Mascara from MAC, which is my top lash mascara because I'm extra and I like 2 different ones. So for the skin, I'm going to be taking Face and Body in C1 and C2, which is a real skin-like foundation. I'm just massaging that in my skin with my hands, just because it's the easiest way to apply. So for my concealing, I'm going to use 2 shades of the Studio Fix concealer, one in NW28 and one NC15. So the 28 has pinkiness to it, so you can see I put that literally just in my inner corner under the eye, and the NC15 will just brighten. And I'll just use that NW28 shade just to colour correct a little bit so I'm not looking grey under the eyes. And then just kind of buffing it in with like a nice denser brush. This is a Tarte one from a set, but I'm not sure of the name, unfortunately, because I'm annoying. So I'm going to be taking some of that concealer, and on a small brush, this is with the Kelidh SOSU collection, like collaboration. This is a brush SK07. So I'm doing something called spot concealing, which is basically where you get a little bit of concealer, place it directly on the spot, and then tap it out with your finger. You can see these raised ones aren't covering as well, but if you look here, it just literally makes them blend into the skin without you putting loads and loads of concealer on your skin. This is actually a backstage technique, but it works really well. So I'm going to be taking this Studio Perfecting powder and the colour Light and just pressing that under my eyes and in the T-zone. So this unfortunately is a limited edition bronzer. It was from the Electric Wonder collection MAC did for summer last year, so I'm really sorry about that. And I'm just using the 168 Contour MAC brush, which is a super good brush. My favourite blush of all time is the Fairly Precious one to give us a lovely peachy glow. I'm just going to be putting that on me apples with another Tarte brush, which I don't know what it is, I'm sorry. And same from that Kelidh collection, I'm taking a brush called SK01 and I'm just highlighting the skin with Soft and Gentle, which is my tried and true highlighter. You just want to do the centre and make your skin nice and glowy, girl. It's a beautiful day. Gonna give myself some more spray. Love that. And then for my brows, I'm brushing up the brows with False Lash Maximiser by MAC, which is actually an eyelash primer. And then I just push the product in so you don't see the whiteness. I'm using the Shade and Shape Brow felt tip, I would say. And I'm just marking in some new hair. That's how I create my fluffy brow. It's super, super duper easy. Another good tip for this is creating freckles. So you just dot it on like that. Hopefully not too big. And then you press it in with your finger. And it gives you a nice little freckly moment, even though I didn't actually have freckles, but obviously makeup covers them a little bit, so I kind of bring them all back. And then I'm using Extended Play Mascara for my bottom lashes. That's a bit more separating than the one I use on top, so it gives you long and separated lashes. Onto the lips, the final part. We're going to be taking Spice Lip Liner, which isn't my normal choice, but I thought let's go for something warm and nice to go with this kind of tropical vibe look. I'm in the garden. It's a tropical vibe. We're having a hippie time. And then I'm using the colour Love Me Back. That's wrong. Love You Back is what I'm using. Sorry about that. It's just like a nice matte nude shade from MAC. And then you want to go back in with your lip pencil just to blend it all in so there's no harsh difference. And of course, we have to add some gloss. So I'm just putting in some more of that Plumping gloss. I love this gloss. I definitely notice a difference. And that's why I like to do it before and after, because it just keeps it going. I thought I'd add a little beauty mark, because why the hell not? And we're finishing off with some Ardell Demi Wispies. Good job in pronouncing that. And we're done. Lads and lasses, I hope you enjoyed. Please like. I wasn't going to say subscribe, but this isn't YouTube.